Fantastic. All right. Well, in my world, it's Friday, and it's time to celebrate a People's Choice winner. Gianluca, it's wonderful to have you. Congratulations to you. Way back a billion years ago in February, you became People's Choice at the London Demo Night. So, tell everybody who you are and what you're doing, and what was your experience like there at Base Business School?
So my name is Gianluca, and I am the founder of Metasonnix. Metasonnix does super advanced materials that give acoustic privacy. And where would you need acoustic privacy? In the place where people spend most of their time, which is the office. So you could think that you would want acoustic privacy to silence your husband snoring during the night, and I got someone asking me that. Or you want that for when you're having a private conversation, telling the parent of your students that your student is actually not studying. But in the office is where it really makes a difference for well-being and productivity.
So it's a great sense of irony that I'm in an open co-working at the moment doing this this chat with you, and there's a lot of noise around me, so I could do with one of these big screens around me right now. Let's see, I'll offer it up to them later, but just before I go. And so, what was your experience like on the night in Base? Because I know it was your first time on that stage. How did you feel about the audience? What was Sarah's emceeing like? And so I understand you were singing for a little bit of time.
Yes, at the end. And I only sing when I really feel at home. And that was the experience of the demo night. The demo night the atmosphere was amazing. There was a lot of people in the room that I had never seen, and they were not the standard, the standard VCs to which you pitch, and they look at you like this. No, they were, you could see that they wanted to be part of your journey. Also, I arrived fourth because I have 2 kids, and so I had childcare duties before jumping on a train from Brighton to London. And so I could see the others. And the level was so high. And that pushed me to go, to raise my bar. Okay. And so when I went on stage then, not only I felt at home, I felt that I could be brave and share my experience, the person I really am, and what I think, why I'm passionate about this issue. But also I could do it by singing, for instance, at the end. The other difference that I had compared to the others is that I had something physical. So all the other 3 had apps, while I had my 2 boxes, one metamaterial, one not metamaterial, and I was demonstrating which one works better. And because again, I felt so good on that night, and the atmosphere and the people were so friendly, I played it like a magic trick.
Okay.
And so Sarah on the other side played, when she saw that I had something physical, she said, "Oh, I see, you're going to show the magic." Yes, I am, indeed. And that's what we went.
That's amazing.
We played it with a speaker that you hide, like in the game of the 3 cards, and you have to find, or the P, find the P with the 3 cups. Yeah, we played it that way.
Amazing. So you had a hook, you were quite entertaining, and also you were quite free because you felt kind of psychologically safe up there on the stage.
And the keyword is safe. The keyword is safe. And that was and my experience with the Canopy community has been in that direction so far. So, and that is why it's so brilliant.
So you are a university lecturer, an entrepreneur, and a thespian outside of your entrepreneurial activities as well, right? So it's not just magic tricks on stage at Demo Night. What else do you do with your world?
I also do kickboxing, but most of my time I do entertain my kids. I'm a father of 2. So, and they say that I am an inventor, but the ideas that I do are all theirs, actually. And I only transform them into something that works and can be sold. So
Fantastic. Now you've been doing Metasonnix for a while now, right? So how do you keep yourself going during this journey? How do you keep yourself focused? How do you keep yourself energized to carry on with a startup idea?
So when I think because Metasonnix has been going so long, I experienced the ups and downs, and there has been some moments when you are super energized, and some moments when you are super down. And normally the ones when you're down are the ones where cash flow is low. And in these moments, in these moments, you have to remember that you, as a founder, are part of the journey, and you are the backbone of your company. And like we say at theater, you say that I'm thespian, I do musical theater, but I'm also doing improv now. And you need the permission to take care of yourself. Not just of your company, not just of your team, not just of your customers, but of yourself. And a lot of the people I studied with eventually ended up being a founder in old age, like mine. And this permission of taking care of ourselves is not granted, not at all. And so, again, that's why I appreciate it so much to this journey, which just started with Canopy, because this was one of the important bits to take into account all the time.
Amazing, an amazing journey you've been on, kind of taking this technology and working with the university and kind of bringing it to life and getting it into people's hands. And it's quite something. The physical product that you're probably in maybe 15-20% of the community are dealing with something hardware and physical product like you are, and so it's always really nice to see this side of entrepreneurship. It's very, very tangible, right?
Let me show you one. So these are the objects that we sell. They look like Lego brick. They even click like Lego brick, and they work. So they are just 1 inch, but they are so effective as a brick wall. And yes, you're right, because they are hardware. It's very difficult to. It's when deep tech actually becomes something tangible. It's when sci-fi becomes something that changes people's life. And that is daunting, exciting, and at the same time so difficult to get invested.
Now, I mean, we're running this Uni Days program at the moment, and one of the top 5 contributing universities was Sussex, where you teach. So, is there something in the water at Sussex, in terms of entrepreneurship? Why are there so many great entrepreneurs coming out of that university?
Well, there is a lot of my colleagues. I've got, it clearly is the water. Yes, that's a very good point. Because a lot of my colleagues decided to start their own company. And a lot of our students are come and want to start their own company. So we are trying to create an ecosystem together that makes this jump possible. Because there is a jump of faith that you have to have when you start a company. And yeah, the fact that you see that from your point of view means that maybe we're doing something good.
I mean, hey, we had hundreds of applications from across the country. We had representation from 67 different universities from Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, as well as England, and a big concentration, of course, in London. But of all of those, the top 5 contributors, not just to the whole program, but to the top 100 cohort that we're taking through at the moment, top 5 was from Sussex. So it was Sussex, University of East Anglia, Derby, City, and then I'm going to get told off because I can't remember what the other one is. Oh, that's right, it's Birmingham City University. So and those are the top 5 contributors in volume and success rates as well. So it's a very high conversion from Sussex of how many applied to how many made it into the top 100.
But there is a lot to do because so that I teach here and I teach entrepreneurship, and my course arrived 4th in the world last year. But the ones which came before, they have an incredible ecosystem. They have an incredible, Purdue, which arrived first. They have created interactions between all the departments, all people working together to make sure that the journey of entrepreneur is not being alone. Remember the story about taking care of yourself? That's because the journey of an entrepreneur is often alone. But if you are part of a community like Canopy, if you go to demo nights and you feel at home, that changes and that energizes you because your passion can be channeled strongly. So the dream would be here at Sussex to have such a great communication with different departments that we can make this journey for our students and my colleagues even better.
So you're a teacher in entrepreneurship and you're an entrepreneur. Does that make you a better teacher and a better entrepreneur? Or do you feel the friction between the academic side and the experiential or the practical side?
When I accepted to teach entrepreneurship, I told that I would teach the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this is because, in fact, the people I invite, I tell them to share with the students the difficulties, the challenges, the moments you had to pivot, the moments when you were alone and you lost a lot of money. So I remember, so one of the speakers that I invite every year is he's a serial entrepreneur, and he keeps saying, "Do you really want to be an entrepreneur? Why?" And and that is again not common in a theoretical approach. So I try to share. So in a way, teaching entrepreneurship is a way to return to Sussex the water that I drank to get this spirit inside. So I return to the community what I learned, and like the other last week so my screen was not working, and so we sat around with my students, and then I told them the journey of Metasonnix and how that reflected in the companies that they are trying to start.
Very good, very good. And I think that grounding in reality is very important. I mean, we have a silly saying in some of the work we do at Canopy, which is entrepreneurship is a verb, not a noun. And I think if you're not rooted in some sort of activity and doing, it's not really a course on entrepreneurship, right? It's kind of, it's a strange thing. But look, I want to gather at the end of this interview today, and thank you so much. I really acknowledge the moment for you in terms of becoming the people's choice. It's very brave to get up on the stage. It's very difficult to get up on the stage. You did it with some grace for sure and enthusiasm, and everybody that I've spoken to from that demo night, because I wasn't at that one, and was raving about you and the way you kind of brought your stuff to life, which is fantastic, and that includes the people at City that hosted it. But I want to kind of bring all those different facets of you together now, the entrepreneur, the thespian, the lecturer, and say, what's your best advice for somebody giving their first demo night in the future? How do you handshake to the next people that come after you and give them the encouragement or the wise words to be as successful as you? How do they become people's choice?
The one that came up first in my mind is remember that people is there for you, not you might have fantastic projections, you might have something that people get, but it's you that they want to hear. They want to hear your version of the story. They want to hear why you are there. And you can do it because they are friendly, right? And so my advice is remember that you can be explorative. And if it doesn't work that night, you can come another night, yeah? But you can explore. You can use that as a laboratory to try something which is not common. So not the usual. So I did my first course of how to make a pitch deck was with Innovate UK. And Innovate UK gave me exactly the list of things that I wanted, that people were expecting in a pitch deck. And I've seen so many pitch decks, and that's the pitch deck you send by email to your potential investors, right? But that pitch deck doesn't have you. And that is my advice. Make it live with you, with your passion, with what you have.
Fantastic, thank you for that. And that's a very important handshake between the generations or the vintages of startups. I really appreciate it. And I know there's somebody who'll be watching this, Dan Upright, who at 18 stood on the stage at City and gave his first demo. He doesn't go to City, he actually drove up from North Devon to give it a try, and he impressed everybody incredibly, and he very nearly got people's choice. And he was so frustrated with himself that he didn't quite get there, that he then drove to the next demo night in Cornwall and did his demo again so that he could try and win the people's choice there. And he improved himself, he evolved from one to the other and ended up landing the people's choice at that one. And he just really was a testament to what you just said, experiment. And he was so motivated, like he could see the opportunity in front of him, that he went and grabbed it in another location. That was like, and he drove from North Devon down to Cornwall, and he had family support and stuff, because at 18, this is a
and that's amazing. That's amazing that he could grow in such a short time, right? And also, this also tells you, they tell you that when you go pitching to investors, you have to kiss a lot of frogs. And maybe it's because not every time we are so brave. The fact that you have to go there and ask for money is daunting. You need it to make your dream real. but at the same time, you are your dream, right? And that's the fact that you can grow from one time to the other and you can experiment and be brave is what makes you an entrepreneur.
Fantastic, Gianluca, and thanks for being here today. And just before we close out, remind me, what are the kind of companies you're looking for to try your product at the moment? It's co-working spaces, hotels.
At the moment, we are looking for, we are growing, so we are raising, we are selling part of equity to decrease the production costs so that we can sell through distributors. And so I have a few shares left if you want them. but what really we are looking for is company where we can try our desk dividers or our booths and show people that actually the workplace can be a good place where to go and to be. And so I'm looking for open offices or low offices, places where the confidentiality of what you're saying on a call like the one that we're having is important.
Okay, fantastic. Hey, it's great having you in the community. Thank you for being here. Congratulations on the win. Thank you for being such an amazing citizen within the community as well. I look forward to seeing all the success that comes for you over the coming years.
Thanks, Stuart, and go Canopy. Bye.